While strolling along life's highway, there arose a mighty storm. I heard a voice from heaven saying, child, you stand alone. Well, I thought about King Jesus, and I folded up my arms, and I started out for heaven, and I stepped in the safety zone. Well, standing in the safety zone, so many times I stand alone. Or when all of my friends have seen me, and they call me to weep and mourn. Hey, standing in the safety zone, so many times I stand alone. But if you want to get to heaven, you better stay in the safety zone. How well do I remember when first I found the Lord? He filled my heart with joy, then he wrote my name above. I'm ready for that kingdom, and someday I'll reach my home. 'Cause I started out for heaven, and I stepped in the safety zone. Hey, standing in the safety zone, many times I stand alone. When all of my friends have seen me, and they cause me to weep and moan. Hey, standing in the safety zone, so many times I have to stand alone. But if you want to get to heaven, you better stay in that safety zone. Daniel, the 3rd chapter, the 23rd through the 25th verse, reads as follows. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake and said unto his council, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Amen. You may be seated. My subject at this present time, standing in the safety zone. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were strangers in a strange land, taken as children into captivity. And yet while they were the minority, yet while they were the slaves and the servants, they rose up in spite of it all, and attained themselves unto a high position.
Come on now, come on.
Some of us here today knows how that feels. To be a stranger in a strange land.
Yes, sir. Yes.
To be one of the only ones in a room of other folk. Somebody here knows what I'm talking about. And yet, despite it all, just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you can attest to the fact that if you just stay in the will of God, stay in the safety zone, that God will bless. Won't he do it?
Yes, sir.
The king looked down upon these 3 young men. and marveled at them. He liked these young men. These were intelligent young men. And yet there were those around that wanted to see them fall. It really don't matter if your boss likes you. Because if your co-workers can't stand you, then they're going to make your job, y'all don't mind about saying, a living hell.
Come on.
They're going to try to bring hell on earth for you. But if you just stay in the safety zone, no hurt, harm, or danger can befall you. They can talk about you and ridicule your name, but look like the more they try to tear you down, the more God will build you up.
All right, come on, pal.
Amen. The more they try to drag you through the mud, the better you look. My brothers and my sisters, they saw their opportunity to get at these three young men. And went to the king and pumped the king up. The king, you got to be careful when you're in a position of power. Because there's always somebody around trying to pump your head up. Want you to do a certain thing while they've got their own agenda. Isn't that right, y'all? And the king built a statue unto himself. And hired a band and gathered everybody around in the hot sand and made it law and said, when the band plays, you will bow down and you will worship the golden image.
Come on now.
In this modern age, we take our freedom of religion for granted.
That's right.
Ain't that right?
That is right.
If they banned religion tomorrow, and it looked like we had to take this thing underground and start meeting in folk basements, you gonna see everybody come out the woodwork. Ain't that right? Because all of a sudden it's dangerous. There's an air of mystery about it. Am I going to get caught? Am I not going to get caught? It's going to get fun for some folk. And yet I don't know about you, but I'm serving the Lord just ain't fun. It just don't bring me happiness, but it gives me joy to carry me on through the sad times. Oh, y'all don't hear me? Happiness comes and goes, but if you stay in the safety zone, you'll have joy always. Even in the midst of sorrow, you'll still have joy. Everybody bow. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood there. Looking at a statue of what men call a god. A statue, an image with ears that cannot hear. Eyes that cannot see. Lips that cannot speak. Feet that cannot walk. And hands that cannot help.
Come on.
And saw it as foolishness. But these enemies of these young men ran to the king. King, look at them boys over there. I told you them boys wasn't no good. They disobeying your law.
Come on.
Now, my brothers and my sisters, if there's nothing wrong with man's law, then we ought not break it. But if man's law ever tries to supersede God's law, then lock me up and throw away the key.